Amazing. So we are live. This is fantastic. We are recording. Hopefully I picked the right place to record because I can record on the cloud or the computer, and I don't know which is available for extra space. So, and
Tag me.
and then we tag Jasmine, but we don't know if it shows up on our Facebook wall. So she's gonna reshare.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
We're actually telling you way too much. So pretend like you can't hear this. We're not actually recording. And thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you everyone for watching. Thank you for coming. Whether you're seeing us live or on the replay, we appreciate you. And who are we and why are we here? So my name is Erica Rose Siegel, and I am your grateful realtor. And I have the honor and the privilege of helping people buy, sell, invest in real estate anywhere in the US or Canada. And I say helping people achieve their dreams while simultaneously achieving my own. And we have with us the lovely, the beautiful.
My name is Jasmine Yan, and I am your super savvy shopper. And we're here because Celebrate Your Success Sundays is where we get a chance and opportunity to alternate and share ideas, strategies, techniques, and any information about how to watch your wallet, especially about our two favorite topics, which is shopping and real estate. And these both placed our hearts, I don't know why I'm saying hearts, especially during this month of domestic violence.
Yeah, this is a very special time for us. And we are available to answer questions, respond to comments. If you need clarification, please don't be shy. Jasmine has been teaching for 18 years, and I have officially been a classroom teacher. I was officially a classroom teacher for 3 years, and I've been educating people at the real estate market. We are actually past 13 years at this point. And yeah, so without further ado, let's go. Jasmine, what do you got for me?
So just to begin, so I know a few weeks ago, you asked me if I would be willing to dedicate a few of our shows to the topic of domestic violence. Given that the month of October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. And of course, as we were talking about it, I genuinely thought, you know what, I think a lot of people need to know about this topic. And I think a lot of people need to be aware of what goes on, right? So I said yes. And I know, with your story, and this actually gave me a chance to share my story. For me, when I really think about it, I really want to make sure that we are genuinely, any stories that we tell, any information that we give is genuinely impacting the world. And sometimes I don't know about you, but sometimes you think about the things that happen in your life and you don't know if it would really make an impact in someone's life. And you know what, like you talking to me, I'm so grateful for that because, it really brought light to myself and brought light to the stories that I have to tell and the stories that everyone has to tell, right? So you, Erica, have been also, I know, have been on a mission for the past 2 years to really break free from a painful relationship that you were in, something that really affected you deeply in various ways. And most of your closest friends really don't have the true story, right? They don't really know what you went through, how you were suffering, and how this has really changed your life as a whole and become part of your life's work. So tell us what happened and why is your heart beating to make this change in this world?
Well, my heart is beating to make this change in this world because I actually 3 years ago tomorrow had just one of the worst experiences of my life. And that was 3.5. When I had this experience, it was 2.5 years after the relationship was over. There was just so much aftermath that I honestly felt like I was dying, just dying. Like, why bother? Why continue? And so tonight, with my heart on my sleeve, somewhere out there, right here. So with my heart on my sleeve, right, two of them, two hearts. I come to you with virtual hugs. I share with you my story, and I share with you the real raw story about what happened and how Facebook, for me and for many others, has turned into a fake book. And there's this little competition that we have sometimes to try to, you know, live up to the Joneses and pretend like everything is okay because, you know, in my world, I'm a realtor. Like I'm helping you find your home sweet home. So if my home is not in the greatest of sorts, that's the last thing I want my clients to know, my family, my friends, because how are you going to trust me? At least that's what I thought. And so in July of 2017, uh, you know, I guess after having enough of what occurred to be a home sweet home, and if you actually, you can't go back and look at my Facebook because it's all been deleted. One of my birthday presents, July of 2018, my girlfriend deleted every single image related to this relationship and she went back in and found. So I think everything's gone. However, that didn't disappear like all of what had occurred. And what was everyone was seeing was a person who cooked, who cleaned, who food shopped, who did the laundry, who bought me flowers and gifts and cards and all these like beautiful surprise dates, and just something seemed so wonderful. There was like a fairy tale. So it looked like, and like a Prince Charming. But there was not that. That was part of it, right? That was part of what was occurring in my household. And, you know, and I really thought like, you know, I had created this like dream come true. But at the same time, there were parts that were like a nightmare. You know, we fought a lot, we argued. I mean, there were times where we were driving in a car and I needed to get away from the person I'd become and the person who was in the car with me, that at traffic lights, I would jump out. Like the car was not even parked and I would just like jump out and then run in my neighborhood. And nobody asked me if I was okay. No one said, do you need anything? I would just run out screaming, crying. Um, Sometimes just be screaming and my neighbors heard it. Nobody did anything about it. They were too afraid. Um, they were even asked permission because I live in a co-op, can, you know, to propose to me here. And they said yes, even though they knew that the relationship was not healthy because they heard the arguing. Police had seen things, stopped us in Penn Station, called me to see if I was okay. I lied, said yes, because I was embarrassed. Um, you know, looking back, you know, there's beautiful houses involved and, you know, there was a lot of wonderful dates that were involved and a lot of beautiful experiences that were involved. So I thought it was okay to be called bipolar and to be called like, and to be told that, you know, I'm the best thing that ever happened to him. And I thought it was okay to be, you know, reprimanded. And I thought it was okay to not have space. Like I had no space. If you have children or if you have parents you care for, or if you're just working and you don't have a chance to take a shower without having a conversation with someone else or go for a walk for 5 seconds without just having a beat for yourself, like that was my life. I didn't have any moments by me alone. And I genuinely thought that because I was gifted all of these things, that I gave away my freedom. I didn't think I deserved to have all these gifts and at the same time freedom, like peace of mind in the shower. I figured I had to give up my free time in the shower and really have conversations with my ex, the children, his parents. Um, while I was in bed, the same thing. While I was at work, the same thing. And yet, you know, there was a lot of good times. However, there were a lot of bad times. And I remember arguing once because I was getting so many presents. And if there was a Porsche or like a, you know, a castle, I would have thought there was a big problem. There were just every few days there was like another surprise, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And I said, I can't do this anymore. I can't. There's too much. I need like to breathe. I need a minute. I need to just. I don't want to have dates. And so many of us, like females, maybe men too. I don't know. I'm not one. You know, but you know, the someone who wanted so much of my attention, like to spend so much time with me and allow me to co-parent and just be so involved. I thought, well, I guess if you want all of my attention, and no one's ever really wanted that much attention of mine, that I guess I should tolerate you being crappy at times because you were really wanting to spend so much time with me and acknowledge and celebrate and do all these favors, drive to appointments and organize papers and everything. So I just thought that the screaming and the yelling and the belittling and the was acceptable because we were dealing with a lot of stress. I mean, think about COVID. People are dealing with stress now. And so in the midst of all this, I figured now is a great time to tell my story. Dad's birthday is tomorrow. Have his little girl, go out and share her truth. And with her heart on her sleeve, with her passion in her pocket, and tell people that no one has to live like this. And if you're not happy, then and you're feeling like you can't breathe in your own home, it's time to go. Yeah.
Well, first and foremost, I want to say it's very brave that you're even telling your story, and I commend you for that. Every time you tell the story, since we've reacquainted, I definitely have heard the story, and I know your story. But every time you say it, there's something different that I pick up on. Like something new that I learned or something valuable. And it definitely is so relatable to what we're talking about, right? The topic that we're talking about. Now, at a point you said you were lost. I know you said this to me before. You were lost and you decided that all of this must stop. What had you say that at that moment, I should say, this must stop? Like what brought you to that? What were the signs that you were when you look back, what were the signs you were looking at? Maybe things that that we all consider are red lights or not a healthy way to live.
I had asked specific questions about something and he kept avoiding answering them and I didn't know why. And so it was about finances, honestly. And my mortgage wasn't paid and I didn't understand how my mortgage couldn't be paid because I've never missed a mortgage payment. And
Usually as a realtor, right?
yeah. I missed a car payment though. I do not sell cars, but I had never missed a mortgage payment. So I was so confused. I got a phone call and I was like, I don't understand. Like, how's it possible? And I wasn't looking at my bank statements. I was so busy. I went from zero to like a handful of children. And then I went from, living alone to living with like a significant other and having a huge family that in my world I was like fell in love with because I always wished I had the white picket fence and the beautiful house and the vacations. And that's like my family and I are not like that. So I always thought that's what I wanted. Oh boy, was I wrong. Uh, and I I I guess I had seen that I was trying to have this, this honest conversation like, do you have any idea what's going on? Like, how could I have gotten this call? And like, we had some, joint bank accounts together. Actually, one, not some. So I was like, I like don't have access to this money, and I don't know why I can't log in, and that's a problem for me. So when I come home, we need to like get in, and I need to figure out what's going on. And I came home, and there was this beautiful display of a meal, flowers, steak. I don't know. Honestly, I really don't remember the food because I blacked out, I think, for the next 2 days. But like there was definitely flowers and there was definitely food and there was definitely someone who wanted to sit down with me and just wine and dine me yet again. And I was like, fucking no, hell no. And I just like went right. I was like, I don't know. No, excuse my French. Sorry. Hopefully your children are not watching. And I just kind of lost it. I was like, I don't understand. Like, I don't want to wine and dine. I want to know. And I want to know what's going on with my money. Like, what is happening? And, I don't honestly know if I ever like spoke this authentically about this part. And, and it was just, he's like, oh, I'll get that to you in a little while. Tell me what you think about this. And, do you like what I made you? And there was a card and a little, like, I fucking don't give a fuck about anything you're just giving me right now. I want to know about my goddamn money. And so I was like,
rightly so, right?
it's like livid. Like I have a home. I have no money left in my bank account. I don't know how that's possible.
Mm-hmm.
And there's nobody who has access to any of my finances but you. And you are just dancing around, like just doing anything but answering my questions. And it was driving me crazy. And anytime, so I just said, and a few days prior, there was a work situation where people came to the home and had to speak with him about stuff. And he left suddenly, was gone for 18 hours. And I'm like, oh, okay, I guess, that was really important. And, I guess, I sometimes I get work calls and maybe get
Yeah.
pulled away. And especially when you're responsible for managing a huge team, I guess if there's a problem at work, you might be asked to leave. But when you're not answering, and that would be a problem for if I had a significant other and their mortgage wasn't paid and they want to talk to me and we want to talk numbers and we're creating a future together and you're just doing anything but talking about it. Like I had enough. I knew something wasn't right. And I
Mhm.
knew that if someone wasn't going to sit me down and tell me what was happening, and didn't want to take the fact that we were behind on bills seriously. Like I was like, I mean, I had no idea what I was walking into. I just thought honestly, like somehow I missed my mortgage payment and I don't get it. And you think it's cute to have dinner and roses? Like what the fuck? And so I lost it. Yeah.
Wow. Like you sit here as you're talking about it, I can't even imagine all the things you went through. Especially because a lot of people don't even realize, people think a big part of domestic violence is always like physical abuse or emotional abuse. But what you're really saying is he was financially abusive,
Well, yeah, he was. And
and people don't take that into account, like not being able to tell you, not sharing your own finances with you, so knowing this, how did you get him to leave? How did you, like stop yourself from believing all these lies? Because pretty much he's like, oh, let me wine and dine you. Oh, don't think about this. Oh, don't do this. Like focus on this, what we're doing here, showing you my love, my devoted attention, like how did you get yourself out of that? Like how did you tell yourself that you're worth more and
so
that this guy, this individual is pretty much playing with you and not, you know, a life. How did you face that fear? How did you face that truth for yourself?
so um one moment at a time is what's coming to mind right now. And if you notice, by the way, I'm actually smelling something called Valor. This is an essential oil. It has to do with courage. And I originally was going to spend this time talking about oils. And then all of a sudden, as I'm writing this up, I'm like, I can talk about oils later. I think you need to hear the story. Like, if we don't know the story. So if I had the oils a few years ago, man, life would be different. And that's okay. I have them now. So how did I get it to stop? Or him to stop? How did I get this to stop? Um, I actually was like, get the fuck out, like right now. Like, I don't know what's happening, but pack your shit and go. Like, no, let's go. And now I did not know at the time what I was going to discover later about financial stuff. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I just knew that my temper to turn to someone I supposedly was going to marry. And I'm telling you to shut the fuck up, get the fuck out of my house, jumping out of cars, and like done this on several occasions, running away from you, um, hoping you don't talk to me for a little while, crying myself to sleep, but then cooking, cleaning, food shopping, doing the laundry, cards and gifts and surprise vacations and mini dates and just dancing in the middle of the streets. I mean, just because I love that. It was like there were too many highs and too many lows, and I just said, I can't even think. And I was like, I don't know what's going on with my money, but you don't want to talk about something that's so serious, and I'm acting insane. I don't recognize myself. Get the fuck out. And then after I said that, I was so put together when I packed him out. Like people thought we were going on vacation. 10:30 at night, Tuesday, I was packing the car, so calm with the biggest fucking smile on my face. You would have thought I was a kid in the candy store. And people saw me. And I was so calm that they actually thought we were going on vacation until they saw how much stuff was going in the car. Because I was like, it's going right here. This is going
Mm-hmm.
here. Open your trunk. I need to see inside your trunk. Because something told me if he couldn't answer those questions, that I needed to get into access as many things as possible before you drove away.
Yeah.
Now, I had completely missed the boat on what was about to happen, but I thought I was covering my bases when I was, you know, packing up. And yeah, I just said enough is enough. And I did not know how I was going to afford my next month's mortgage payment, maintenance. I knew nothing. I just knew I didn't have any money left in my bank account. Nor did I care. But I had chosen at that moment that my peace of mind, my happiness, my emotional health and well-being, just my joy was way more important than the rest of this show, this charade that we were pretending, this fake book story, this fairy tale. It was done. Like, thank you. Ow, that hurt. So I don't do that like live. I don't even know what that was. So yeah.
It's crazy. Knowing all this information, right? And the short time together that we have tonight, and in those several months and even the years following everything that has happened, when a person looks at you, a person would think that you're fully recovered and actually thriving, And I know this time last year, you were having the best financial quarter of your career, except I also know that you were feeling anything but worthy and grateful. I want you to keep telling the story about how you hit rock bottom and how 2.5 years later, what you're doing now and how you faced those fears and how you came out of that. And also, like thinking about like if like how this will have to be continued, or what you want to leave us with tonight for anyone who is in a similar situation or knows someone who is in a similar situation. Like, what do you want to leave after our 30 minutes is up, and what you want people to get out of your story, really?
Well, a few things that I forgot to share and little tips, just because we're going to be continued in 2 weeks, is that just some things that really were helpful during these moments and while you're waiting for the next few weeks that really got me through. Because people thought it was just, a breakup and some, maybe the aftermath that we really don't even know and to be continued. But when I was leaving the relationship, I thought that it was a breakup and the nightmare was over. And it was just getting started. The next day or that night, once I didn't have access to my bank account, I discovered, well, I don't get it. Like, I got access to everything, and there was $75,000 worth of credit card debt, no money left in my bank account, and over the next 2 days, discovered that my family jewelry was stolen. Just there was like a lot. Stuff was stolen from my house. I mean, it took time for me to discover all of this. 3 loads of laundry were actually never returned to me, and this was one of the first shirts somebody had given to me, just so I could have clothes. And Fakebook, nobody knew. Like, I put on Facebook, asked for my bankruptcy attorney. I sold my engagement ring through Facebook. I later on got offering a tax lawyer 2.5 years later, because that showed up. But some of the things just to kind of leave you guys with, and then why I did, because I was really good at faking it, and I think that that's part of it. Like, you want to at least show up for yourself, and I was showing up for myself for a bit. And one of the things that completely changed my life was gratitude. I set my alarm 3 times a day. It interrupted me and asked me, what are you grateful for? Then I was on the phone with clients, with customers, with family, with friends, and it interrupted me. What are you grateful for? And I would hear other people's gratitude, and it would remind me, like, oh my gosh, of course I'm grateful for water. Like, duh, like, it's free. Would I really be grateful for water? Some countries we don't have it. I'm grateful I have food in my fridge. I didn't even have money for food. My father had to help me. I had to get a joint bank account at 38 years old with my daddy. Like, that's like really sexy. And I didn't feel so worth it. We're talking about like, and I'll get to that in a moment, because I want to just hand a couple of more tips for anyone who's watching this, like things that truly like made a difference for me that I did miracle morning, right? Like I allowed myself, I gave myself the gift of honoring my time in the morning, and I protected it. And that is not been a consistent lately. I can see that, like, as I was going
Mhm.
back, like, what did I do then? And so you can Google it, Hal Elrod. You know, I was in silence. I did affirmations. I visualized what my day was going to look like, or maybe my next life was going to look like.
Yeah.
Um, I did exercise. I read and I wrote. I prayed. I wrote, Dear God. My first letter to God was, You should go F yourself. I was so disgusted. I had no faith. And then I started having like prayer, like real, like connection. Um, I also remember not giving up on a dream I had. And when you walk away from what you think is a dream come true relationship and really admit to yourself that it's a nightmare, you want to look to see what dreams you might still be have on the table. And I trained for a half Ironman and
Wow.
1.2 mile swim, 56-mile bike, and 13.1 mile run. So in a 7 hour race, 7.5. I don't know. No. Was it? Yeah, it's like over seven. Um, and I did that, and I did it while I was fighting 17 creditors. And so I went out. Tony Robbins talks about physiology, change your state, like move your body. So that exercise, that sweating, that moving, that it's so important. You're worth it, guys. You're totally, totally worth it. And you know, I really just want you guys to not forget that no matter where you are, you're so worth it. And also I did things that scared me. Like I biked in New
Mhm.
York City streets. I overcame fears. I hadn't done that since I dislocated my shoulder. And I had a team come with me and I went and I biked. Didn't worry about the fact that a car might hit me. I had a group and they followed. It was okay. I did yoga the morning that we broke up right before I walked into the police station. Literally my yoga instructor had no idea. I was like, namaste, namaste. And then I went to try to file a police report. And yeah, and the aftermath, I mean, that is part of it, but it really that's just getting started. And we will share more about that on the next
Yeah.
show. But I know that in leaving you guys with some of those tips, and I didn't have then essential oils, which is a godsend, or whatever. If you don't believe in God, it's just superpower to have oils. I didn't have Unblinded, which is an amazing community that actually brought Jasmine and I doing this together. And I listened to the huddle Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 9 a.m. And it literally, since January, has completely changed my life. Um, so grateful that I do that. I also do something called 75 Hard. Andy, I forgot his last name. And I'm grateful that I at least remember my name because I was so traumatized at one point that I forgot my name. True story. Everything, my name, my age,
I
my
remember you forgot your birthday.
I forgot
Your
my
birth.
birthday. No idea. I was like, I don't know where I live. I didn't have any idea. No, nothing. So Andy, forgive me for Stella, I think his name is, but you know, you can find it 75 Hard, and that's a mental game about exercise. And I'm sharing these tips with you guys because you might be catching this tomorrow, the next day, the day after that, and be like, I don't understand. Because like literally felt like dying 2.5 years later. Why, how, what? We'll get into that in the next series. The next time it's, Jasmine's going to share next week, and then I'll share the following week. But I wanted
Mhm.
to give you some tips so that, and to let you know that um, you're worth it, right? Like if you're watching this and you're like, hey, I don't know if I could do what you did, Erica.
Mhm.
I don't know how could I? Um, I had to face my fears of what people might think of me. And I thought I was just facing a fairy tale breakup. I didn't realize I was facing something so much worse.
Yeah.
And you're worth it. You deserve to be happy. And
Mhm.
actually, I found this card. I have to read this to you. Erica Nasby, one of the exit mindset trainers, gave me this box of cards. And I pulled this out today, Jasmine, and sent it to you.
Yeah, I know. I saw it.
And I always, like when I didn't have money and I couldn't buy gifts for a long time, I felt really crappy. And and then I pulled out this card today.
Mhm.
Tomorrow's my dad's birthday, and I like wish I could give him a hug, number one, um, and so many other things. And I can't, right? Because he's in North Carolina, I'm in New York. And I read this card. My greatest gift is to give my happiness. The greatest gift that you could ever give is your own happiness. When you're in a state of joy or appreciation, You're connected to the stream of source energy that is truly who you are. And anything or anyone that you are holding as your object of attention benefits from your attention. And
Love
I
it.
share this with you
Love it.
guys,
Yes.
and I'll post it so you'll be reminded, because it doesn't matter what your bank account says. Being in debt, living at home, getting support and willing to receive while you're overcoming something, maybe a breakup or a job loss, and receiving guidance and support from people who truly love you, including a higher power, is a superpower. Being willing and able to receive is a superpower. You're not alone. Your life is a gift. And being vulnerable and authentic can save lives and can cause you to fall in love again. And I'll share more about that in 2 weeks.
Well, Erica, thank you. I love how you shared your story, and hopefully it will be spread. Your story will be shown to multiple people through our Facebook Live and our series. But one thing that you touched upon earlier too was that ultimately, because of this relationship, it changed you. And even though you went through a lot of hardships and a lot of difficulties, you came out a stronger person, a person who's well, like, you know yourself well now, and you know what you deserve and what you're not going to deal with, and because of that, I know that this has helped you connect with so many people in your life in various ways, right? You're in a restaurant, people are talking to you, you're helping people constantly, so who are you looking to connect with right now? How can people reach you for more information about hiring you? Because of the way you connect with people so deeply, because of what you've been through, I know for a fact that a lot of people out there need your help and need your support, and need a realtor like you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. So, who I'm looking to connect with right now, first and foremost, is if you're watching this and you are in your gut or in your heart, you're being told that the relationship you're in, whether it's work or at home, because work relationships that are toxic, they bring that ish home, and then that gets impacted in your household. So, if you're in one of those and you are looking for a fresh start, come see me
Mm-hmm.
because I can help you. And no judgment, no judgment. I promise you. And I'll give you my information in just a moment. So that's the first thing. And if you have a friend or a family member who was happy and go lucky and awesome and a colleague like this, and then you're starting to notice a shift, like they're not the same person. I was isolated. I was not communicative. I was not the same person to my friends towards the end. And then even after, just not ever wanting to see people. Like if you know someone who went through a breakup and they're just not coming out, I want to talk to you first if they're not willing to talk to me. Because their greatest gift and your greatest gift is happiness. We don't need all the fancy cars, a fancy house. I mean, that's great. That's like the cherry on top. And
Yeah.
cherry has extra calories, so we don't really need it anyway. Um, but I want those people anywhere in the world. Okay. I can help them with buying, selling, renting, or investing anywhere in the US or Canada. And I'm looking for people that are looking to sell, downsizing, relocating, having a baby, getting married, promotion, maybe a landlord that can't afford, what's going on. Their tenant is behind on their mortgage, a tenant that doesn't want to pay the landlord's mortgage. You have retirement money. If you have retirement money, you should come see me because you can be investing that in real estate and the rates are super low right now. If your friend or family, if your family member is renting, and you have retirement money, you should come see me. If your house is you're homeschooling and home working and home working out and home everything's at home, and you bought the home just to be at home, and it's become the multi-purpose room, and you're like, ah, you should come see me. And don't worry, we'll see each other virtually. And come see me because we can help you. There are ways around you just going at your significant other because you can't stand the house you live in anymore. I'm not telling everybody to break up. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that it might just be you need a new place to live because the place you bought, you did not expect it to serve 17 different purposes. And that is totally reasonable for you to be going at each other. But we want to stop that. Maybe have you have the courage to get some help and figure out how we can get you back to home sweet home or a fresh start. And the commission from the sales, we're going to start doing some charity work, donating to different charities. I've got people that have helped homeless people. I met someone who was in a shelter because of domestic violence relationship. And she's beautiful, she's wonderful, she's extraordinary, and I can't believe she ended up in a shelter. Like, I figured there can't be real people I know in shelters. Like, that's like on TV. Like, my story sounds like TV.
100%.
And it's like real live people. And I want to get to you before you get to the shelter. And let's help the people in the shelter too. But I want to stop the people that you don't have no money left. You don't have no hope left. No, that's not okay for me. And so, yeah, please connect with me. Let me give you my information because I want you to know that I love you. And the best is yet to come. And we are going to fuel your soul together. I think that's all the journals we have for now until next time. So my contact information, 347-378-9383, 347-378-9383, real estate anywhere in the US or Canada. Of course, if you're outside of that area and you need support, please reach out. We'll find you the right people. I've got coaches, I've got products, I've got resources, I've got tools. We've got you. You are not alone. And my Instagram, Grateful Realtor, and there's an underscore. So grateful_realtor. And this is your Grateful Realtor. Yeah, Erica Rose.
And your email.
Oh, my email, exitbyerica@gmail.com, because exit is the safest passageway out in any situation. So you can exit by erica@gmail.com.
And just know that it would be everything I know for a fact would be confidential.
Oh, yeah.
She could definitely give you a complimentary consultation because she's done that for a lot of, a few of my friends as well already. So thank you, Erica. I'm so grateful for you. I am grateful for our show. I'm grateful for the fact that we're here to celebrate your success, my success, our success, right? On these Sunday series, Celebrate Your Success. This is Jasmine Yan signing off, but not forever, right? We're going to have our show next week at 8 p.m. where we celebrate our success series, where we share all the things that you don't know, but that you need to know about shopping and real estate, and showing others how to create a peaceful and prosperous home, business, and life. Next week, our series is definitely going to continue, and we're going to be talking about how to have that beautiful life outside, you need to work on the inside, and we're going to work more on that too, and about like how we can feel peace within ourselves and how it shows on the outside. So.
I love it. And you know what? I actually learned this from some Andy Frisella. Andy, please forgive me for butchering your name. The founder of 75 Hard. Folks, I'm going to ask you if you're watching this. So we don't charge for this, and we put a lot of work into this. And if this makes a difference for you, or if you know someone that this would make a difference for, we ask you to do us a favor. Do your friend, your family member, your neighbor, someone you care about, or a complete stranger who you're like, wow, I just heard a story and you need to know about this. Share, like, comment, share. There's no cost, there's no free, there's no charge, there's no fee. Yeah. And
share our stories with everyone and really genuinely help people.
Yeah, we thank you for that. And let's celebrate our success together, because you could be saving a life, saving a child. You don't know what's going on in those homes, and just also saving people money, saving their dreams, all that good stuff. So on that note, we are out until next time. This is your Grateful Realtor and super savvy shopper, celebrating your success, one conversation, one relationship, one home, one precious moment, one Zoom call at a time. Until next time, guys. Bye.